Hi everyone, this is Brittany Burgess and I am reporting my EDL 850 case study, and let's get started. So looking at the problem of the case study, what you know is Miss Walker is a beginning teacher. She's working at Roosevelt High School for a specialty science class. The school is in an affluent area. What you needed to know is parents have been complaining about this teacher. She has been accused of teaching poorly and assigning too much work. And the problem, the teacher is being accused of not doing her work properly. She is being persecuted by an unknown person online as well. She is fearful of coming to work and about her career. Looking at a plan of action for this situation, first I would write a report regarding Ms. Walker's email and her story. Second, tell Ms. Walker you will come to her class and observe her. You wouldn't want her just to walk away or leave. You'd want to see what's going on to help solve this problem. Third, I would look over her syllabus and her assignments just to see what's being expected of these students for my knowledge, so I can reference that to parents as well. And last, based on observations that I would have in her class, create suggestions to help her in her classroom. To implement this, I would first have informal weekly meetings discussing how the week has been going, just to see if there's any big problems with any certain students, or if there's any way, anything I could help support her in. Next, I would look over all lesson plans and assignments for the next coming months, just to help her take the reins so she feels a little at ease that somebody is helping her and looking after her. And then last, I would offer to send Ms. Walker to a training development session for her science teaching, or also buddy her up with somebody that she could work closely with. Resolving these issues to promote student success. I would like to have a student group lesson regarding internet policy to the internet propaganda problem. I feel like this would be a good method just to generally show students that I'm expecting the best from them, and that internet does not solve your problems with what you're looking for always. So I think it would be important to talk about internet safety and what that means to be putting things on the internet and how it can hurt somebody and it can help hurt the students themselves. Then the approach of working with the teacher will hopefully ensure success of my students. And lastly, I would take a confidentiality survey from the students regarding the class to hear and look at their concerns personally as a whole. In the next section, I would like to define the problem by reflecting. When I first read this case, I felt angry at the parents and students for the complaints of the teacher. This teacher is new to her job and the area, and I think the principal could have offered more help to this new teacher sooner. I understand the pressure of being a new teacher at a demanding parent-student populated school. I was a new teacher 3 years ago, and I started at an affluent school, and where parents could judge you by their name and wanted to decide what classes their kids were taking in elementary school. So I completely understand the worries of being that new teacher on a new campus where parents and students are looking at you and wondering if you're a good teacher or not. So I think this is very hard, and especially your first year and getting complaints like this would not be something beneficial to me. It would steer me clear of wanting to teach. So to help this, there's some unresolved problems in the case, which the complaints weren't spoken to this new teacher. I think that would be very important to speak these complaints to that teacher. The second is the teacher was not being held accountable for her work. So by that I mean the principal could have stepped in to make sure everything was going according to plan, or that there was a plan in session, that something was being done and she was being held accountable for her work. So I think it would be important to do that in the classroom for her. And the third, at the beginning of the case study, it mentioned she was unmarried. This posed a question to me: is why does this information need to be stated? Marital status does not define you in any way. This is almost discrimination based on age and marital status. I think it's important to realize that. Looking at Standard 5 for this next section, let me review Standard 5. The building level administrator is an educational leader who promotes the success of all students by acting with integrity, fairness, and in an ethical manner. So this is crucial as an administrator and a teacher to look at this standard and understand that all my success of my students needs to be acted with integrity, fairness, and an ethical standpoint. For component 1, as a building level administrator, to keep integrity and ethical behavior, I need to always listen to who is speaking and hear all sides of the story. I need to hear what's coming from students, parents, and this teacher. As I listen, I also need to reference all laws such as internet safety, such as cyberbullying. It's important to make sure that no cyberbullying is occurring. This could interfere with board laws or school board policy laws. I must put the students first to make sure their needs are being met in this class by referencing standards for this class. This is to make sure that my teacher is doing all that she needs to be doing for her class and holding her accountable. As a building level administrator, keeping integrity and ethical behavior, I need to listen to all who is speaking again and consider their feelings, meeting with parents about their concerns, and I must put the students first to make sure their needs are being met, but also help my staff by supporting their needs. I would come in and observe this class frequently, making sure that work is being done. And for component 3, first, to demonstrate a code of ethics, I must do the best to keep all details confidential for personal privacy of all involved, such as students, teachers, parents. I need to make sure that they are privately contained. Next, I would also keep records in a sealed file regarding these employees locked in the office. Lastly, I would need to keep and make sure to follow all board policies regarding the problem at hand to not have any liability for wrongful action. It's very important to handle this situation delicately, as all situations delicately. You must think before you act, and this class has definitely taught me a lot to know that everything has a purpose and laws are here for a reason. So I would just double check all my laws before taking any severe action to this case. And thank you. If you have any questions, you can find me at bmbburgess@gmail.fhsu.edu. Thank you.